Good morning, Mike and Arlen, our Philippine journey. I hope you're doing great. It is the 10th of June, June 10, 2025. And sometimes my wife, my Filipino wife, she annoys the shit out of me. So, you know what? Let's talk about that for a minute.
Why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, cause I got no chance, no chance when it comes to her. She got the glitter and the fame, and I just wasn't enough.
Okay. So I'm going to say it just very simply. When I'm in bed with my wife, she can annoy the crap out of me. Now stop. I don't mean this. This is not a dirty video or anything like that, okay? I have to explain it and I have to tell you about it. And then I'm asking you a question. Those of you that experience this, maybe not just with a Filipina, but with whoever your partner is, no matter what nationality. But those of you that have Filipina partners, I would love to hear your input on this. Okay. Now, here's the deal. Arlen and I have a busy life. We really and truly do. We stay pretty darn busy. You don't see a lot of it because our friends, the things we do outside of our condo and everything else, or outside of home, a lot of that is just not for public. Okay, it has nothing to do with. We're not the kind of vloggers that show our public life. In fact, Arlen hates being on YouTube, and that's the honest truth. I'm not going to lie. That being said, we have a very standardized routine when it comes right down to it. And that is we do dinner together 99.99% of the time. All right? And oftentimes we set up dinner while watching TV. And we watch a variety of different things, okay? Documentaries, movies, series, things like that. But Arlene's taste and my taste sometimes differ. So she has her own Netflix account or profile. We have one Netflix account. She has her own profile. But inevitably, we watch TV in bed almost every night after dinner, after the dishes are done, after the place is picked up and cleaned. I mean, we're very organized. And then we also have these discussions, and we'll pause the show, talk about stuff. I might get a phone call. She might get a phone call from the States. We'll update each other over that, or something from her family, or me from my family, whatever. Okay? But then the annoying part comes up. And this happens probably every other night. All right? I'm not kidding you. And she knows it's annoying. That's just it. She knows it's annoying. And she thinks it's funny sometimes. But it's not malicious or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. If I really put my foot down and said, hey, don't do that, she wouldn't. But it brings up a general laugh. And so I want to ask, does this ever happen with you? All right. So Arlen has a habit, as I have seen with other Filipinas, something I never experienced with ex-wife number one or ex-wife number two. To be very honest with you, both American. She has shortcuts. That's what she calls them, shortcut. It is like she knows or assumes, she that I'm going to understand what she's thinking about, although it has nothing to do with anything that's going on. And this will happen. We'll be, excuse me, we'll be watching TV. And I'm going to admit, sometimes watching TV just puts me out. And I will just say, honey, I'm going to sleep. I love you. Mwah. Good night, sweet dreams. And she'll put on her headphones and continue to watch what we're watching, or she'll stop and then flip over to her account and catch up on whatever Korean dramas or whatever shows she's watching. But if she's watching what we watch, it's understood between us, I'm going to go back and you're going to have to listen to that again. Or at some point, I'm going to watch it to catch up. 9 times out of 10, she's going to have to listen to it again. Okay, that's fine. She'll be on her phone, doing her Facebook, talking to family, chatting, whatever, as I catch up. But the other night, we're watching TV. And I'm about 2 series behind, two episodes behind what we're watching. And there's a big fight, a big medieval fight, and a lot of swords and stabbing and this and that and the other. And one of the main characters gets all cut up and stabbed and then shot with 2 arrows, and they're laying face down in the mud with hundreds of other casualties, and it slowly fades out and moves to the next episode, of which she stops. I stop it. Yeah, I stop it because I'm going to get up and get some water. All right, refill my water. So I come back and I'm like, oh man, I hated to see that she's going to die. And then Arlene will blurt out, oh, no, she's going to be fine. She's alive. Don't worry. I'm like, what? Don't do that. The second thing that will happen is we'll be watching TV and something will bring a thought up in her mind. Like, we were watching something on TV. This is an example that didn't happen, but it's easy for me to explain for you to see the similarity. Watching TV. And while we're watching TV, it was maybe a cooking show. And in that cooking show, the guys talking, they're cooking chicken cordon bleu or whatever. And he's slicing an onion. Well, the show's about chicken cordon bleu, but Arlene will then make a statement. Oh, I wish I could get that big. And I'm like, huh? What? She automatically thinks I'm thinking the same thing she is. That this is a large onion. In comparison, you have to understand something. Here in the Philippines, getting a good large onion is not really as easy as you would think. Red onions, small to medium size compared to what we're used to in the States. White onions, Vidalia onions, small to medium size in general. There are exceptions, obviously. But the point is that the show's about chicken cordon bleu, the show's about this, the show's about that, but through her mind, she sees this onion, and it's a huge onion, and she makes a comment that's abstract. Do you have that problem? Do you ever encounter that problem? Do you run into the fact that, that sometimes your partner will anticipate what you're thinking, even though you're not? Do you ever run into it? Arlene is the greatest. I'm a very fortunate man that I married a smart, intelligent, thoughtful, honest woman on the 3rd try. Okay? But that being said, people get annoying. And you might also face this issue. It may be totally different, obviously. It may be a different habit, but does your Filipina partner annoy you differently than what you would have had in the US? And I'm not saying it's a big annoyance by any way, shape, or deal. It is certainly not a deal breaker. It's nothing we argue about. It's funny sometimes. And then I have to explain it to her. And she gets it. And it's like she gets a kick out of it. At the same time, it does become annoying once in a while. And I think she does it for the humor sometimes, and sometimes just for fun. And then sometimes it's just that abstract way of thinking. Maybe this isn't a Filipino issue or a Filipina issue. Maybe it's more like a personal thing, as much as I want to say it. I don't know. I know this isn't the usual type of video that we do, but I couldn't help but think about it as it's happened recently multiple times, and it's kind of funny. So, in the comments below, please do let us know. Do you run into that yourself? What do you think about it? And number 2, please do subscribe, hit that thumbs up. We really appreciate it. It helps the channel quite a bit. We hope you have a great, safe day.